Hello! Welcome in, sorry. I'm super late. I was meant to be a gaming stream today, but life just felt like being stinky. To be honest. I gotta figure out how to hotkey that as well. But yeah! Howdy, howdy! Welcome in, Biz! Welcome in! And the 15 stream streak! Hell yeah! It's probably like all the streams I've done this year. Almost missed today, but then I had to pull myself out of it. But yes, welcome in, Sniper Kitty! Welcome in! Hi, hi! Endergape, welcome in! Howdy, howdy! Howdy, howdy! How are we all doing? I hope we're all doing well. Yeah, it was meant to be a game today. It was meant to be either... I made a schedule. I knew I wouldn't stick to it, but I did make it. But I think Monday was meant to be Rivals, to get back to Monday Rivals Day. Because I haven't played Rivals in so long. And then it was meant to be... I think maybe today was meant to be trying Gotten a Ban again. And trying to give that a more solid go than just, like, the pause menu. Since I'd be able to, like, hopefully, like, actually get somewhere. But, yeah, I think it was either Gotten a Ban or trying to actually finish Fallout. I am tempted to concede to Fallout and just let it go unfinished, because I don't know, there's just something about it where it's just like, I really don't want to go back to it. Like, I want to finish it to say that I finished it, but at the same time, it's like, my friends ain't even finished it. Those around me who have played more of it, and they're like, yeah, no, even we don't, like, play the campaign. It's like, what do you mean you're just playing the campaign? You ain't just modding that shit? It's like, no, I was trying to play the campaign. So at least I'm not alone there. But yeah. But yeah, welcome in, welcome in. I am alive, and that's something, you know. I am a little panicked, actually. It is a case of... I have anxiety when it comes to food, as I've explained before. And I went to go make myself a little treat to cheer myself up, because my brain's being mean. So I was like, oh, I'll make myself... The bird's now being mean. He scared me earlier. I was bed rotting, and it's like silence except for the occasional noise of like YouTube or TikTok out of my phone. And so it's like silent. And then I just hear a massive bang. And then I'm like, you good? No response. I'm like, did he just And then I lift up the cover and he's in his NPC position. Where he has a position he assumes when you look at him. Like, you do anything, like, we never get angry at him for much, right? Only when he's actually, like, trying to, like, eat something that he shouldn't eat or chew on something he shouldn't chew on. But, like, he has, a position that he goes to on, like, one particular perch and one position on that perch when it's like, hey, what you doing? And he goes like a, huh, and we call it his NPC pose. And I opened the comment and that's just what he's doing. He's just sitting there NPC-like at the top of his cage. Because that's where that is. And I didn't hear any noises out of it. So I'm like, number one, how did you get up there? Because he usually, like, makes lots of noises while he's climbing around. But no, just a big bang and then silence. And then he's just at the top of his cage. And it's like, I don't know what he did. I have no clue. But he seems fine, as you can hear. Angry earlier. What were you angry at? I'm angry because I went to get myself, like, cabana and dip and crackers and make myself a little platter because I like cabanas and dip and crackers as snacks. So I was like, oh, I'll get myself cabana and dip and crackers as a snack. And then the cabana was, like, really slimy. I ate some of it anyway because, like, my mentality with, like, it's, like, in a packet, right? So it's, like, bacon, hot dogs, that kind of stuff. It's gonna have a liquid in it, and 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be a bit slimy. So if it doesn't actually feel aggressively slimy, it's like... Or if it's a slime that dries fast, usually just means that, like, oh, it's whatever packing juices were there. And it was that kind, so it's like, okay. Bit unappetizing with, like, how slimy it was, but that's probably just that packing, and it's within the use by. and it doesn't smell bad at all. There's no smell to it at all. It smells exactly like every other piece of cabana I've ever eaten in my entire life. Right? And I'm like, okay, so a bit slimy, but whatever. I go to open the dip. I open the dip. And it could just be because it's a different brand that I usually get, but it's like really separated and it smells really sour. And it's like, it should be good for like another almost 30 days. Like, what do you mean? I'm like, I did not eat that one because that one, like, smell is a big one, right? When it comes to food. Is if you smell it and it smells bad, probably don't consume that. And the cabana didn't smell bad. And that one smelled really rotten. Like, I jumped back from it. I was like, whoa. So I did not. So now I'm cranky because I did not get to eat my cabana and dip. And then as I was eating some of the cabana anyway, like a solid I'm pretty sure it was just like a really solid bit of like fat. Because it's like a cured sausage. So it's got like chunky bits of fat in it. Not healthy, but it's a little treat. And I'm pretty sure it's just one of those, but it was like a piece. Like, you know when you bite into chicken and it's that bit that's like more tendony? And your brain just goes off. Or your brain's just like, don't like that texture. And that's it, you can't eat the rest of the meal. That's what my brain did. So I bit into it and it was like a harder bit scratched my mouth. And I was like, no. I can't eat this anymore. So now, I didn't get my little treat. Now I'm upset about it. But also, howdy, Ducky. Welcome in. Hi, Undiscarded. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. And Shadow, welcome in! Hi! I hope we're all having a good, like, I guess it's Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? My days are, like, messed up. I think it's Tuesday, because I didn't stream yesterday. Because yesterday I had one of those days where anyone with ADHD will tell you is that motivation is, like, very sparse. And then when you get it, you're like, nope, I have to take advantage of this. If I actually want to do the stuff that I don't want to do, it's like, no, I have to actually do this. I gotta put everything else on hold to actually get this done. So, like, I actually had the motivation to be like, I'm gonna prep a bunch of veggies, I'm gonna make a very big stir fry that's gonna feed us for the next couple of days, I'm gonna make a loaf of bread, I'm gonna clean the kitchen, I'm gonna do a load of my laundry, and it's like, I couldn't give up that motivation. It's like, logistically in between there was probably time to stream, but I was in the kitchen for like over 2 hours. Mechanics of motivation to me. Well, I guess the word motivation is probably not the correct word, but it's just the one that best describes what I'm, like, after. But yes, besides the hot temperature outside, I'm good. I'm already feeling that, like, man, I feel like perhaps, like, I don't know when to go, you know? It's like the months have gone by and it's like, I don't want winter to go away. I don't want heat. I'm not envious. I like the cold. As much as I bitch and moan, and, it's like, nah, I like it. I don't want it to go away. I like laying under all of the quilts and, like, bed rotting. It's not the same when it's like, you know, you're stripped bare and in, like, under nothing but a fan and you're still fucking sweating into your sheets. Like, that's not the same. It's not cozy. It's just miserable. It's just not nice. And then if you're like, oh, well, maybe I'll turn the air conditioner on, all I can fucking hear is dollar signs. It's just like, yeah. Can you afford that? Can you afford to do that? And it's like, I don't know, man, but it's fucking hot. I love winter. I never feel the need to really reach for, like, heaters. But, like, yeah. Spontaneous motivation to habit, no matter what, for example. Yeah, because it's like the thing of, it's like, it's like the habits thing. It's like, I know, like, you probably used the wrong word, but it's like that, cause, oh, what is it? Best way to describe it is that when I'm doing something I don't really want to do, my brain's just like, fucking hate it. I hate it here. I hate it here. I hate it. Like, I cannot find any, like, the whole time. There at no point do I go into, like, an autopilot mode of, like, just get it done. It's like the whole time I just feel like, I don't want to do this. This is miserable. And it's like doing the dishes, right? Doing the dishes is a bad one for me. I like cooking. I don't like the mess it leaves. And so for once I was like, I didn't feel that like the whole time I'm doing something. So it's like, okay, I gotta take advantage of the fact that I don't want to jump off the balcony over like a dirty plate. So I was like, I gotta try and get as much in as I can of like, it doesn't feel like a hurdle to start. It's more like 1 footstep than like a 200-foot incline, you know? It's like, that's more what I mean, is that it's not as difficult to start. Motivation probably not the right word, but it's like, yeah. Because you are true though, that like, you have to like, do it. You have to force yourself. Because that's what I was told, is that if you want to form a habit, you have to get into the mindset, and this is what I struggle a lot, but like, of failure, essentially. You have to get into the mindset of, don't quit just because you missed once. Like, you'll probably miss a day, just don't fucking cry because you missed a day of whatever it is you were doing. Don't be like, oh my god, I missed like 1 day of this habit I'm trying to form, that's it, I gotta give up. It's like, no, be prepared. Be like in the mindset of, because like one of the things, I know this sounds really, really bad, but like going outside, right? Is that like, just go downstairs. Like, yeah, you want to go for a walk, but like, that might be a bit too difficult that day. So get in the mindset, it's okay if all you do is open your door and walk outside. At least you tried. Like, it's okay to accept that maybe you didn't do it, but if you opened your door and walked outside, that's good too. And it's like, nah. And then I open the door and I hear so many noises. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I live in an area, like, I feel it's not actually that bad. It's just that there's way too much for me. But also, again, welcome in, Lord Twinkle Bunny and Blue, welcome in. Getting delivery is all I can manage. I rarely get delivery, and I probably should change my mindset to do that instead, because usually it goes like, oh, should I get a delivery? No, like, not my mindset is done. Should I go get you the groceries? Oh, I didn't have the motivation to do the groceries. I use the word motivation again, but you know what I mean. It's like, oh, I didn't end up doing the groceries. Or I'm like really tired. I could get groceries delivered today. And then I would have food to cook with. Or I could get... We could just go to the drive-thru and get takeaway. And so we usually end up just getting takeaway. Don't usually get food delivered. That's rare. But it's usually, yeah, we'll go get groceries, or it's like, look, we can't manage getting out of the car, so it's just takeaway. No, it's like because I've had lots of like sessions and therapies and things like that. So like, yeah. No, like, yeah, it's not something, but I guess what I mean is that sometimes it's easier to create it than other days. Does that make sense? Like, again, some days walking, well, I guess, yeah, it makes sense. That's called living. But some days are easier than other. And like yesterday, I missed stream because it was the day where it's like, oh my god, I actually don't, like, I want to like make stir fry. So I cut up like a bunch of vegetables because my family gave me veggies. So I was like, I gotta cut up this cabbage. I had a capsicum. Every vegetable that I had in my fridge that could go in a stir fry, which is basically every vegetable under the sun. I love stir fries. It was chopped, prepped, and ready for dinner that night. And that took me quite a bit of time. I was also making a loaf of bread so I can make sandwiches today. Turned out banger. It was the same focaccia with the, I've been doing a split between chili infused olive oil and garlic infused olive oil. To make sure you don't lose that knack. Yeah, I like it sucks because I really like cooking. I love cooking. So it pains me when I don't feel well enough to cook because I do enjoy it. I enjoy that. It's that thing of like, even if I haven't done much, I was able to like nourish. Does that make sense? Like, even if it's an unhealthy thing, it's like I was able to give you something, you know? Even if all I could do was something that was out of an oven, it's like I could do something. Only one thing extremely well. I feel like I don't know how well I cook because I haven't cooked for others in so long. And when my brother comes to visit, he says that I'm good at cooking. But like, I don't, like, he doesn't have a lot of life experience. He's like, I think he's 16, 17, something like that. So it's like, I don't trust you. Like, most of your foods you've eaten are like things you make yourself, and no shade to him, but I did try to tell him how to make the like shin black noodles with an egg in it, and my god, I did not think you could fuck up that badly. That was amazing. The amount of like, because I was like, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I explained it, and I said like, yeah, you can Google it because it's like an internet hack, but it's one of those ones that actually tastes decent. And it's like, instead of putting just an egg yolk in the bottom, he put the whole fucking egg, poured it in there, was like, oh, it didn't cook the whole egg. And then he just microwaved the whole thing. And then apparently it smelled really funny. And it's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna trust that you think my taste buds are fun. Like, I don't think I don't know if I trust you. Foolproof way of knowing if you know how to cook. And what would that, because like I said, I don't cook for others. Like, I think my food's not bad. Like, I eat it. And then, but it's also that same thing if I can taste little things like, man, I overcooked this, or like, that could have been like, you know, I could have gotten better color on that. But also again, welcome in, Zanus, welcome in. Half hour including cleaning. Oh my god, see, that's the thing. It's like the cleaning is what gets me. Is the cleaning. Why is it so difficult it's not even that difficult. Like, it's one of those things where logistically, it's really not that hard. Especially since like I do the ye old method of like fill it with water, put it on the stove, bring it to a boil, and then I can clean it out, and then like nothing sticks after that. If you bring it to a boil and it's stuck, that means I need a new pan at that point. Like, there is nothing I have burnt to that pan to such a degree where it has like but from time to do his came out lumpy with chunks of flour. I feel like mine would come out lumpy with chunks of flour. The most I've really done is like tuna bake. I haven't really tried to make a lasagna or anything like that, because, well, I don't mind lasagna. My partner isn't a big fan, and so there's like, it's one of those things where like, I don't think that I can like justify the amount of effort that would go into making a whole ass pasta dish that only one person would eat, and I would not be able to eat it. And I get scared of leftovers if they're in there for more than one day. So it's like, I get one serve out of it, maybe the next day, and then it's gonna go in the bin. And it's like, or I could have just made like anything else. So the taste that they will tell you what's good, for example. That's what I mean, like, I want to cook for people. I wish I was in like a time, like, not really, because, you know, all of it, but the like, my brain stopped something. Oh, sorry, I missed some messages on YouTube. I'm sorry. But also, I'm so sorry for missing the messages to Taki. I'm sorry. And howdy, Land. I'm sorry. Sorry, I only just noticed before that. I'm like, wait, I forgot something. And I did. I forgot to open both the chats. I was just reading off the one in my OBS. I was doing really bad. The way America has the hood. I don't know. I can't answer anything like that because I haven't walked out my door. If we can't tell by the fact that one of my like homework tasks and one of the reasons why I had to learn to have motivation was that, oh yeah, like go for a walk down the street and like accept that maybe all you'll do is make it to the mailbox, because I have that level of anxiety. So I don't really have any like friends that I can cook for. And I feel like I've improved in cooking since the last time I cooked for anybody. I mean, I like not to brag, but like there was someone who was shot that far away. And by that I mean like it was like down the street by like where my local grocery store. I don't mean like at 30 minutes, I mean like within a walking distance. So like, oh, I'm not in a good area though. That's what I mean by it doesn't help. It's not like you're gonna walk out your door and immediately get stabbed, but it's not an impossibility. Does that make sense? It's not, I wouldn't go out at night. It's not an area where I would go on a walk by myself at night, you know? And where like, it would, yeah. Fill the same void or nah. I do, freeze meals. I usually just try and make it, because, like, money-wise, like, I try and make it so it's, like, enough for 2. So that, like, ingredient costs to how many people can eat it, like, but I have like a, what is that called? Beef stroganoff. I have the beef stroking it. But no, I have a freezer meal of that in like in my freezer. I have chili is a big one I do. I got just a plain bolognese. It's not a fancy one. That was base of it's a jar sauce, so I can't really count that one. But my favorite meal to make at the moment is I like making creamy gochujang pasta. That's one I like making. Stroking it. Because I was talking about beef stroganoff. But I can't say beef stroganoff without my brain going beef stroganoff. So like but howdy Bahama, welcome in. So I got stabbed last year, or was it the year before? I still remember, I mentioned, I hesitate to mention it because of this, and I don't know, like, my brain's forgotten, probably for the better that I've forgotten, like, who it was, but I mentioned, like, an event that had happened in the, like, the Facebook thing, crazy event, by the way, crazy thing, but it was just a thing of like someone in chat being like, oh, I think I saw that in the same, like, you know, page, and it's like, oh man, that means that, like, for you to have gotten that area-wise, small world, you know what I mean? But like, it was like, yeah, I was crazy once. They locked me in a room, a rubber room, and the room was filled with rats, and the rats drove me crazy. It's the famous dish of a slow cooker. I Google slow cook. I Google slow cooker meal. I don't even use my slow cooker for it. I just do it on the stove. What the dog doing? The dog is just talking today. I'm a little bit, out of it. So I started stream a bit too late, so I no games today, unfortunately. They think that the she's gonna mind control their balls. Honestly though, I mean, like, maybe this is just telling of me, but I feel like if I heard, like, I would be excited. If I'm like, oh my god, the 5G is gonna, like, tickle my nuts, I'd be like, where are they installing that? And how expensive is the rent? Like, what is the cheapest rent to the closest, like, do you, like, maybe that's, like, I don't know. Can you imagine that? They put up a 5G tower and the next minute you've got fushigi going on in your pants? Like, that's crazy. Crazy. And if, like, I don't know, like... You use the bricks for the construction work. You gotta Bob the Builder it. Bob the Builder. Can we fix it? Bob the Builder. No, cunts fucked. Or something like that. I think that's how it goes. Maybe that's just the one I had. Bob's getting bricked up. Yeah, Bob's bricking it. Gotta brick it with Bob. I remember, I really didn't like shop class. Too many, like, things that are shop. Like, I like the kitchen. I love cooking. And I am semi-safe with... It's one of those things where, like, look, 90% of the time, sometimes I'm, like, able to properly control my knife and everything like that, and that's fine. But there are definitely other times where it's like, if I slip and where I can tell that I need to sharpen my knife before I lose my finger, because it's like, I was trying to cut through capsicum and it just won't, and I'm like trying to saw at it, and it's like, this is how people lose digits, and I'd like to be able to count to 10 with these, so, you know. But I feel like most of the time I'm okay. Sorry, but the topic of building is just, I remember making like a acrylic photo frame, and I hated that shit because it's just blades everywhere, man. It's just filing shit down in blades, and it's just like, there's so many ways that I can fuck this up and like injure everything. But I've never heard about 5G tickling balls, but where do I sign up though? That's what I mean. Like, I feel like, I don't know, I'm probably a bit, obviously a lot of conspiracy theories are dangerous, but some of them are fun. I feel like a conspiracy theory with ball tickling could be fun. I don't know, all I can think of was, again, like, yeah, itchy and scratchy plan. Dude, why does it feel like, I don't know, there's some things as an adult, right? And it just feels like, I guess this is called capitalism. But one thing that annoys me is, why does it feel like there are some things that you choose and there's no good option? Why does it feel that way? Because, like, internet's one of them. Internet and phone plans and like, energy, anything like that, it just feels like you're like, okay, so this one's shit. This one's also kind of shit. And this one is also shit, but they're all shit in different ways. And you just kind of have to figure out which one's the least shit. And it's like, why does it feel like there's no like, oh no, this one's just good? Like, why does it feel like that? Where it's no like, oh yeah, this is the good one. It's just like, this one is less shitty in the specific scenario. Because, like, an example would be like, I'm with Optus, you know, and they're like, okay. But obviously they still have the, like, the fun things of, like, internet plans of, like, oh, sometimes it just goes out. And, like, there was, like, I wanted to swap over to a new plan, because if, like, I don't plan to move, and even if you move, you can oftentimes take the plan with you, so I'm not bothered by a lock-in contract, because, like, ooh, no. Yeah, I'm gonna use the internet for the next 2 fucking years, guaranteed, so, like, I don't care. It sucks, but, like, again, you do what you do. And I was like, and like, every time I've done this, man, this is why I hate AI. AI costs me money. I should, like, I don't know, if I was in the States, I would sue, because that's what they're always saying. I don't think you actually can, but I would. I'm gonna say that. It's my catchphrase. I'm gonna sue, but not really. Because I wanted to, they've always let me do this. Cancel my current plan, because it's over the lock-in contract, so I can cancel it at no extra cost. Cancel this one, restart it, so now it's a new plan, and I get the new plan deal. And they just got a customer that's locked in for the next 3 years or so, and I don't think they care. Right? Yeah! No, but like, that's what I mean, is that there wouldn't have been a cancellation. So I could have canceled, gotten the new pricing, which is like, you know, it's like, oh, for so many months you pay a little bit less, and then I pay exactly what I'm paying now. So like, for a few months, I would have had a cheaper bill with like, I think it was like $20 credit towards a streaming service. And it's like, that's pretty good. So I wanted to do that, and we kept trying to message them. And we kept trying to, like, we just kept getting the AI, to which I don't know what the fuck the AI was on about. Because we were like, oh, like, you know, can we get that one? Because it's exactly the same. It's just we cancel this one, start a new one. Now we're a new customer. Now we get the new deal. They have done that for us like 3 times by now. We've lived here for a while, and every time it's like, oh, our like, you know, our lock-in is up, so it'll cost nothing to cancel. And they have they have a deal on at the moment, like an end of financial deal, or a Christmas deal, New Year deal, whatever deals they've got going on. Yeah, we'll just deal that. And, oh, well, I pay for the most, which is somewhat relevant. I paid out my ass for the internet, because there's 2 of us here, we're both impatient, and I stream, and I just, one of those things where I pay it, and for 99% of the time, it's been fine. And it brings me joy that I can just play what I want to play when I want to play it. So I just fork it out. So there's not even a more expensive plan I could go to. But it's like, they just kept being like, oh, because our guaranteed speed is only up to like 700 or something like that. But if you speed test it, it's almost always higher than that. Because so far we're lucky, but like, it's one of those things where like, where I used to live, middle of like whoop whoop, not really whoop, you know what I mean. You could not get Optus because they had no service out there. So you had to get Telstra, which would also be bad, but it was all you had, which is why it was more expensive. So you had to pay that. But like once you get anywhere where Optus is available, it feels like it becomes worth just get the cheaper one because they're both going to be shit. But then I don't actually, that's what I mean. Like, why is it like a speed test while everything is running there? Well, I don't know. I like speed test every now and then. Usually it's like, I don't feel the need to. Usually it hits about what it should hit. Like, at no point does it ever feel like it's going slow, and when it does, it's usually because, like, your cunt's fucked. But, like, no, basically, anyway, we messaged them, and they were just like, nah, we can't do that, because you're already on a plan of, like, you know, I think it was, like, over a gig, and it's like, they don't offer that. So I couldn't cancel, and I like, it wasn't being like, yeah, you speak to a representative. I couldn't cancel my current plan to start a new plan to get the deal, which they've done for like ages. And I reckon if we had gone in, we were going to go in, but the deal had ended by then because it was like the last day. If we had done that, I could have gotten it. But no, because the AI just kept being like, but you have the fastest speed. You have a speed plan that isn't fucking available anyway. Like, no, we you know, why would you want, like, there is no plan like that available. Yes, there is. I'm looking at it on the website. And you already have a plan that is a faster speed. And it's like, no. Technically, that one is a higher speed. But like by, like, I think it's like by 10. It was like by nothing. Like, we normally get over that speed anyway. So I didn't care about the speed. But like, a car with one person in it versus 20 people in it, wouldn't it go slower? I mean, doesn't it use more petrol? I swear weight actually pays a thing in petrol usage, hence why, like, tires are important for gripping or something like that. I don't know. I don't do cars. Car analogies don't work on me because I don't know. Is it a math problem? I don't know, man. But also, welcome in. Welcome in, Bush. Felix. I hope you feel better soon. And also, thank you so much for the follow. C74747. Welcome in. How's your day going? My day is... It's alright. We're just chatting since I spent too long bed rotting. Search for another deal so you can undercut them by $1. I mean, I guess with that one, it's like, at this point, I can cancel and leave. Right? And also, you gotta keep in mind that, at least when we go in store, they work on, like, a commission basis, right, as well. So like, oh man, I got another person to sign up and they're locked into Optus for the next few years, because I can leave. I can piss off to a competitor right now. Not if I start a new plan, because then I have to pay them to leave. So I probably won't. So they can lock me in as a paying customer for the next few years, and they get to put it down as I got to sign up a customer for the next few years. So they've always done it. They've always been like, fuck yeah, I'll put that under I sold you an internet plan. You can, like, go for it. We both benefit. Everyone wins. There's no loser. There literally isn't. Right? Because, like, at the fucking price they're charging, I don't even want to say how much I'm paying, because it's embarrassing how much I'm paying when I admit it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, the thought of lowering it, like, gives me, it's like casting a curse. I'm this used to it. I am used to just being like, oh, I want to play this game, and like putting it on to download, going, having a shower, and coming back to play it at most. Right? Being like, I want to play a game, putting it on, going, getting a snack, and coming back to play it. Or not even leaving my computer because it takes like 10 minutes. The moment I lower that, especially with 2 people, if like a big game comes out, it's like, okay, well, we'll leave our computers here for the night. The fuck you mean leave my computer on for the night? No, I want to play that fucking... when I have the urge to play a game, when my brain finally releases me and lets me feel joy, I'm gonna feel the fucking joy. I'm not waiting for the internet to download that any slower. The joy might leave. So I had to break it to move houses or pay for the new tenants to use it till the plan ran out. That's what, like, I've never had to, but even like That's so weird though, because I don't know what Telstra's one is, but I know Optus is just you pay for the router, which is like a few $100. And it's like it's the same as phones, where it's like, oh, you're paying for like in your internet plan. Hypothetically, I think it is, there is like so much of like it is put towards, it's not really, you're gonna pay the same amount even afterwards. It's not like, oh well, you finished paying off the router, so like now it's cheaper. No, you're gonna pay the same amount. So I don't know how the maths out, but it's like every amount of months it puts that amount towards the router. So it's like, oh, by the end of that time you would have paid for the router, thus you can just cancel it and you don't have to pay for it. I've never had to pause a plan before. But as far as like canceling plans with Optus, it's always just been like, oh, is there any outstanding balance? You just pay that. And if there isn't, like if you've been there long enough that it's out of that, you know, period of time where there would be an outstanding balance, then you don't pay anything at all. You just cancel it and there's nothing extra. Gave him a discount for being a long-time user. Man, I'm coming into a math bubble. No, it's just me bitching. Main thing was that it's like, why does it feel like all of them are bad? Why does it feel like there's none of them that are just like, yeah, you're with this guy, they're good? Why is it like, oh, you can go with this guy, but they're probably like stinky. You can go with this guy, but they're probably stinky. And then this guy, like all of them feel like they're just stinky in a different way. You know what I mean? Like, cause all of the, like that, I was just complaining about that as an adult. Like, why does it feel like there's no correct answer? Why does it feel like all of it's dog shit and doo-doo pants? And it's literally random. Like, you could run into someone and they've had nothing positive to say about Telstra, and Telstra is the devil. And then you run into another person and they're like, yeah, it works great for me. So it's literally like a roulette of like, okay, well, this one's cheaper, and in my space, it should work because, like, you know, Telstra covers everywhere. It's more expensive, and depending on who you talk to, as is with literally everything, it's like, oh, well, you might get good service or you might get scammed. Yeah, you might get scammed. But, like, that's how it feels. I'm not saying you're actually getting scammed. You might actually get scammed at Optus, though. Like, unironically, that's kind of, like, they got in trouble for that. I don't know if Telstra has anything, like, going on like that, but, Optus got in trouble for that. Anywho, it's, like, it's cheap. Like, it just doesn't feel like there's, like, one where it's like, okay, this is the good one. It's always a case of, like, this, like the slider, where, like, cost to service to, like, actual service received. Like, customer service cost and the actual internet itself. And I'm lucky enough that my actual internet has been pretty stable. It only really goes out when, there's, like, really big storms and rains. And, I don't know why, but sometimes it actually just does go out. And it's rare. It's not a constant. Like, it's like maybe every few months at most, it'll just be like, oh, it's out. Why? Don't know. You can look all over. There's literally no reported outages. Why don't I have an internet? Fucked if I know. Come back on like 20 minutes later. You just didn't have internet for 20 minutes for whatever fucking reason. Like, good luck. But it doesn't do that often. But it still feels like fucking shit that it does that. And we had like 20. Probably, we're so behind. Yeah, but it's like all doo-doo stinky. Like, what do you mean there's no like, oh yeah, just go with these guys because they're good? Because like even like Optus it's like Optus versus Telstra, and then I don't know, there's others in there, but then even then it feels like, aren't they just using the same thing anyway? Like, you're paying somebody else, but they're leasing out Optus's shit. Or like Telstra's shit. So it's like, you just giving your money to a different devil, like they're gonna dance on the same floor. Does that like make sense? Like, I feel like it's like, yeah, I'll go with them because they're different. What do you mean my internet's out? Because Optus is having an outage. So it's like, no internet for you. Luckily it feels like that happens very, very rarely. I feel like the last time I got set up for stream and like my internet went out, it wasn't because my internet went out, it was because something exploded. I don't remember like what it was exactly, but like something full on exploded. It was like everyone in my area ran out of like no electricity. That was very fun. I was like literally opening all the programs. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just about ready to stream. And then just a bang and the lights flicker, and then another bang and everything turns off. And it's like, oh, guess not. It doesn't go out often here, which I'm pretty lucky, because the internet goes out relatively frequently for a friend that doesn't live too far away. And it used to go out, I remember the internet, not the internet, well, the internet basically wasn't existent growing up. But the electricity would, like, you know, it wasn't uncommon to have brownouts of like, yeah, just gotta wait until they get to it. It does. It feels like it's like, okay, I'm finally set up to do this thing. Well, I guess I'm not. I can't remember. I think it was a day when Jesse was, I think we were going to play something together. I think it might have been when I was finally going to actually try and play Still Wakes the Deep. Because I was going to play it and I was going to have him just sit there and keep me company and like give me the, like, the bravery that I needed. And it's like, I think that was the day that it went out and I was like, oh man, and I actually had it set up too. Guess I'm gonna go like watch something on my projector because I love that thing, man. It being battery powered is so good. It's like, oh no, everything's out of power. I guess I'll just like turn on my battery powered projector and then I ran the like, cause it doesn't have like any apps on it because it's Chinese. Like not just like a made in China, like it's the actual Chinese version, so it can't have anything on it. It's very funny turning it on because it just has like Chinese ads for like the Venom on it. So it's kind of funny, but no, I just cast from like another phone, like because my phone still had data, and it's like the best thing. So I didn't have to sit there with nothing. So I highly recommend if you have an area that has like lots of electricities going outsies, battery packs, because I powered the Fire Stick with a battery pack. Battery packs and battery powered projectors, my best friend. But no, I wish we had better internet still. Like, I feel like if I ever got like actually solid internet, I wouldn't know what to do with it. Like, because I have, like, I feel like it's at that point where it's like, I have solid internet, but, like, I feel like I have solid internet by standards. Like, I feel like it's like, that thing of, like, oh, man, I get these speeds. And then it's always like, oh, well, I pay, like, half the price and get double the speeds. It's always the case. That's so unfair, man. Where's my half the price, double the speeds? Yeah, I just need the itchy, scratchy plan. I just need, then my balls get tickled when the power goes out. They promise balls getting tickled when the power goes out. I still think the funniest bit about getting our internet plan was when we very, very first got it, like years and years and years ago. And we wanted to do Minecraft. And we wanted to play Minecraft, but we couldn't set up a server because, don't ask me, I'm not very techie, but I think the port forwarding wasn't available. Like, it was just straight up like, no. Like, on their side, they were like, no, you can't do that. Like, so we had to, like, contact them and be like, hey, can you, like, not do that? Can you, like, on your side, allow that? Because on our side, we've set everything up. But on your side, you've disabled it. And they were like, but why would you need that? And trying to, like, explain to the representative on the other side that it's like, hey, I want to make Minecraft stuff. I want to play Minecraft! Let me play Minecraft! It was so funny. District in LA that had no power for 2 days and it broke out in riots. I feel like I haven't, like, I don't think that thing what happens here. Because I feel like Oz runs out of power, like, relatively frequently. It's expected. It's like every time it's storm season, it's kind of like, okay, well, I'm gonna not top up my fridge, and I'm gonna buy things that can be reheated or like don't need reheating. Like I can either reheat it on like a gas stove kind of thing, or like I can just eat it out of the can straight up, because I'm going to have to, like, it's just a thing where it's like it's a possibility. Like, I guess 2 days is a while, But I'm pretty sure 2 days was when not last year, the year before, I think it was. It went out for that long. People complained, but like there wasn't like riots. So I don't know. I guess maybe it's a difference in mindset. I don't know how, like, for LA, for example, I have no idea, like, whether that's an area prone to losing power. So maybe it's like a really, really big deal. Maybe they just didn't know about the sacred code. If it's brown, flush it down. If it's yellow, let it mellow. Sometimes, you gotta know that. That's what you gotta know to be prepared for power outages, because that shit. If you can prepare for food, but the one that sucks the most is like needing to go to the bathroom, and if you didn't prepare by filling buckets of water, you gotta make sure you fill buckets of water. That's the other like hot tip. You're running out of like, oh no, the power's gonna go out. Doesn't matter what water it is, just fill buckets with water so that you can top up your toilet, so that you can be able to flush. But remember, ration it. If it's yellow, let it mellow. And then bottles of water for the other one, for the consuming. So it's like, although again, I haven't really had to worry about that too much. Mainly like growing up when I was like, it was more like an acreage ordeal. So it was like more common for the power to go out. So I was very used to the like, you know, oh no. And if we were like, it's, it kind of like a thing where it's like, oh no, it hasn't like rained for a while. Dad'll pump water up from like the river, and like we'll have like a quick shower in the river water. I loved it though, because when it was like rainwater, it's like, no, it's clean water. You gotta be like, you know. And obviously it still got filtered, but it's that thing of like, oh no, it's like, you gotta be, like conserve that shit, right? You can't have big showers. But then when it was like the river water, no one really, like it's a bath full of fucking river water. No one's gonna be like, oh no, make sure you don't fill up the bathtub too much. Like, no, you got big baths. And also when it was rainy, because like the rainy floods, that was the other good thing about them, because then you got to fill up the tub as much, because it's like, it's overflowing, doesn't matter. But also, howdy. Hi, Bliss, welcome in. Hi. How do you love advice, people here? Love advice. Make friends first. Make friends, and don't hate your friends because they didn't love you that way. Does that make sense? I feel like that's the best way to go about it. Make friends, and if you mesh as friends and it goes further, then that's good. But don't make friends solely because of that. But if it, like, yeah, don't expect it. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know the modern dating scene. I've been in a relationship since, like, I was in, like, high school, so I've never had to, like, use a dating app. They scare me, man. I feel like, I don't know. The other thing that's so much about, like, I don't know if I could go, like, I feel like if this for whatever reason doesn't work out, it's like, I don't know if I could ever I have to explain everything again. Well, like, that's fair too, but like, it's like, I don't know, like, I'd be like, yeah, so VTuber hobby is gaming and bed rotting. Sometimes I make pasta. And that's about that. Like, it's like that's about it. Also, I will yell at you, but not in an angry way, but like in the, like, I'm really excited way. Like, I'm one of those people, like, if you ask me to use an inside voice, I will probably break down into tears. I will, yeah, if you're like, oh man, you're kind of being a bit loud right now, I will probably start crying and everything is out the window, you know? So, like, you will have to anticipate rants of random topics, like rants about some social media influencer that neither of us cares about, but I watched like one YouTube video that autoplayed, so now I have opinions. And like fucking Predator movies, you can expect a rant about that. Scooby-Doo, you can expect a rant about that. Tom dumping on me messages and then disappearing from the app. I feel like that, like that feels like a case of people being like, therapy's expensive. Therapy's expensive. Messaging random people are like, that's morally, but that is free. If you're not paying for the dating app, that is free. If you are, probably cheaper than therapy. Dick Dastardliness flying machines. I'm gonna admit, it's a bit before my time. I don't have much of an opinion. Besides, his name's funny now in the modern era. Like, I think I know who we're talking about. Is that the one where it has the dog and it's like the like it's like the wheezing laugh on it? Like, old. I'm not trying to call you old. I'm just saying that it's not one that came onto the TV while I was watching it. Wacky races. That's probably what I'm remembering. I remember some cartoon. But like I didn't really, and then even then I had bad tastes in cartoons. I'm growing up to realize that. Guys, I realized that I missed the best peak when there are so many shows now, I'm going back and I'm watching them and I'm like, I used to like walk away from this. Like this was my, this is on. Like, it was in the same category as the opera fruits. But things like Batman Brave and the Bold, I love that. I love Batman Brave and the Bold. But I used to hear the, like, you know, it used to be like, and I'd be like, no, I'm gonna go play outside for a bit and wait until my shows come back on. I didn't like it. And then, Clone Wars. I remember that being on the TV, but I'd be like, ugh, I'll wait until my shows come back on. Like, and now I'm watching it now and I'm like, the fuck was wrong? The fuck was wrong with me? Some of these because I'm rewatching Venture Bros in 2000s. Adult Swim was really something. I don't know if I watched that much Adult Swim. Like, it's one of those things where, like, every now and then, I think that as an adult, something, like I watch something up, but I can't think of anything Adult Swim really that, like, it's like, yeah, I used to watch this. Like, there's nothing that comes to mind as, like, you know, it's more like, oh, I think I've seen things that have that logo on it. But yeah, 2000s, I was, like, more Play School and Sesame Street. War Crimes in Clone Wars was crazy. It was such a crazy tonal shift, because you sit down to watch it, and you're like, man, let's watch it, like, you know, Ahsoka's gonna learn a lesson of the day, you know? It's gonna be about learning patience, and it's gonna be, and then it really does feel like by the second season, they were like, wait, I really realized that they weren't attracting the audience they think they were. Like, I think that's what it was supposed to be at the beginning, and then they realized, like, wait a minute. And then it just, like, it feels like it just shifted. Like, I don't know what it is. I think they realized that it is not, like, you know, entertain. The other reason why it's so crazy it shifts, because you'll watch one episode, and it'll be like in the later seasons, right? You watch one episode, and it's like big epic battle with things that are definitely not like, I wouldn't say child-friendly themes. Like, if you'd have to explain to, like, a toddler, you know what I mean? And then it's like, yay! Let's watch these children get the crystals! Yay! They're gonna learn about patience and friendship. And then a few episodes later, it's like, fucking war crimes, dude. They've absolutely rigged this fucking thing to blow up. Archer gets nuked. Like, unfucking ironically. I don't know what else to fucking call that. It's just such a fucking jump from, like, this is kind of boring, as, like, you know, in 20-something girls. Because it's just like a bunch of kids going around and being like, I got my crystal, we're gonna save Ahsoka. These robots are crazy. By the way, they've rigged this entire spaceship to blow up, and if they don't stop it in time, everyone's going to fucking die. So R2's going to sacrifice himself. And it's just like, hang on, wait. How'd we get here? Like, what? Yeah, it feels like... It's such a total whiplash sometimes. And, like, there are, like, maybe I'm just weenie, but it makes me feel weenie because there are episodes where straight up I've got fucking solid tears in my eye, man. Pour it out for my man Fives. Like, holy fuck. That arc. And it's just like, the whole time I'm sitting there like, can you imagine being like, Adventure Time makes sense though. Adventure Time started very, very kiddie, but it grew with its audience. Does that make sense? Like, I remember the earlier episodes and being like, haha, teehee. I was exactly that key audience. I remember I was just starting high school, so I was that 12 years old, and I remember talking with friends about it and stuff like that, but it grew with the character growing up. So it made logical sense for it to go from, yay, friendship, to, I don't know, man. I feel like it is a one of those things where I don't think I can think of another, like, kid-aimed show that tackles that I was in the wrong vibe more than, like, Adventure Time with the Flame Princess arc. Right? And it being a case of, I don't know, it was just that thing of, like, that felt so grown up, but at the same, like, I don't know, D&D game of your dreams, the bubble sleeper. Yeah! It definitely feel like, same thing, but it's, I don't know, it's such a weird thing when kids shows do that. I can't, like, I just imagine being a kid sitting down and being like, yeah, oh, it's Clone Wars. I remember I watched the episode of Clone Wars where they got their crystals. I wonder what they're up to. And then it's fucking Fives. I'm traumatized by the 5 arcs, man. That in 99? What do you mean? Don't even get me started on hard case! Brother! Like... I don't know, man. Yeah, can you imagine being like, oh my god! I remember, like, watching early ones, like, yeah, look, turn it on. The nightmares. They're finally gone. Is Bad Batch good? I don't know, maybe I'm alone in this, but I feel like the very first episode of, because I understand that's the last season, right? Because you got the last season of Clone Wars, and then you got Disney shaking its fucking corpse being like, wake up. We need some fucking money. We need a fucking revenue stream. Our movies are flopping. Wake the fuck up. Unearthing it like, please, we need some goodwill. Echo, you remember Echo, right? I haven't watched Andor. I watched one episode, and then here's my problem and why I like Clone Wars, and this is very much a skill issue, and it's a thing, like, lots of work. It's so many, also, like, the quotes at the beginning, like, it just felt weird being like, yeah, Star Wars, kids cut Star Wars, what's Ahsoka going to learn today? The costs of war can never really be calculated. The power of friendship, like, tonal whiplash. Okay, so maybe it's just slower then, because I like Clone Wars because I find, and this is not a new phenomenon, this is literally like, you can fucking search anything, throw a fucking stone and you'll hit this problem with any show. I feel like modern shows really do just like, oh, we've got like an hour of runtime, so let's just fucking milk it. And it's like, mate, I'm gonna be real, you could have gotten to the point in 20 minutes. Like, 20 minutes is like, I feel like that, like, the Clone Wars, I feel like it achieves like enough, because it's like, it's got that 20-minute runtime, that 25 minute runtime. So it's like, okay, we got 25 minutes, we have our start, we have our middle, we have our arc, and then we have this overarching arc. And it does it well enough, sometimes worse than others, but it does well enough to keeping those arcs and even the multiple part episodes with the overarching arcs and everything else. I guess it helps that everything else is already sorted out, and it's just like, well, as long as we don't tread on anything. You know, as long as we don't ruin any, like, big, you know, like, canons and things like that, then, like, it's not like they have to make an IP or anything, so it's like, I guess there's that benefit, but at the same time, it's just like, they got 20 minutes and they did it pretty decently. I'm gonna be real, and it's like, it's really, there's, well, even that saying that, in Clone Wars, there's, I could have skipped the Jar Jar getting fucked arc. That was kind of a fucking, a weird turn to take. It's like, yeah, it was getting close to the end of the season, and at this point, I don't think they're aware that they're re-fucking hashing this in, like, 2020, that they're bringing this back in several years, so they're like, okay, yeah, this is our final episodes. This is our final fucking season. By the way, let's take a small break before we get to, like, the last episodes, just so we know that Jar Jar's getting laid. They're not even subtle about it. They're like, what were you doing? And it's like, Jar Jar was making love. And it's like, I want Jar Jar to die. Every episode where they're like, oh my god, is Jar Jar fucking dead? I'm like, fucking please. I'm crossing my fingers and my fucking toes. I don't know what it is, but it incites violence within me. Fighting game on Roblox. Look, there are decent games on Roblox. Jar Jar Redemption. I don't want Jar Jar Redemption. I just want Jar Jar to not be around. I'm good if Jar Jar just isn't there, honestly. I feel like all of Clone Wars could have existed. I feel like you could have had all of it, and Jar Jar could have never turned up, and I don't think there is a single, and even if they exist, take them for a brain scan, because I'm pretty sure that's a problem. I don't think anyone would have been like, but where was Jar Jar? In all the seasons of Clone Wars, I don't think anyone would have been like, yeah, but what was Jar Jar doing? Getting fucked, apparently. I don't care. I don't care that we had to have a fucking Jar Jar makes love side episode and then back to like this, like, yeah, so anyway, we're like ramping up into like, it's about to be like, you know, they're talking about it, so. Also, howdy girls, Dwarf, and welcome in. Like this one where they find out that the Empire might be making a super weapon and it's a really good spy thriller episode. Cause like, yeah, this definitely, I feel like every show has that, but they're like, I feel like that's probably the case where there'd be episodes, but I watched the first episode and I was like, this seems like it could be good, but right now, I want something that feels like there is more. Does that make sense? Like, I want something moving on my screen. Like, I don't want to watch 8 hours for an arc that probably could have been really half of that, because, like, at least for some shows, and, like, I know that I'm not alone in that, where it's, like, it just feels like round and around and around and around. And then, like, blown up, like, issues where it's like, okay, they don't agree with each other. And then, like, in Clone Wars and kid shows and things like that, it would just be, like, 5 minutes of, like, okay, yeah, we fixed this because there's only, like, 15 minutes left of the runtime, so we need to work together now. We need to, like, figure out our differences now because there's not enough time for the rest of the episode. So it's there, it's dealt with, and it's over, right? And then TV shows are like, let's make it several episodes. Like, for adults. So, like, we need them at, like, several episodes of them not, like talking to each other or working together. Like, that's a bad example, but you know what I mean? The equivalent thereof, where it's just like, oh, this thing is happening. And then it's like, I feel like kid shows, or like shows aimed at younger audiences deal with it faster than adult-aimed shows do, where they're like, okay, well, now we're going to spend several episodes dealing with this. And it's like, this could have just been like one conversation. Like, it didn't need that. Like, it feels very pointless and like you've drawn it out. Clone Wars. I was talking about Clone Wars. You don't have to watch the other shows to understand this episode. I feel like episode is crazy, right? I feel like a show where I feel if you don't have to have watched anything else to understand it, like, you know, if it introduces, do you know what I feel like it is? I feel like people with made as a world plot that made a bunch of plot holes. I haven't even bothered watching Kenobi. I feel like, unpopular opinion maybe, but I actually prefer Star Wars animated now because you watch it and it's just, this is not to say anything on set design and anything like that. It's more of a personal preference. I just find it so much easier to believe the universe when everything's animated. Like, nothing looks funky. Nothing looks like a character or like a person in a costume, because it's like because that just is an alien. That's not a person dressed as it is an alien. And so like I haven't watched too many of the like live action shows. I mainly started watching Clone Wars as like background noise while I was crocheting, and then I remember it was like especially around the arc where like there's a couple that I can think of, but mainly around Mandalore. I was like, wait a minute, because I put it on. Like I said, as a kid, I was like, this is the show I don't like, because I hadn't watched Star Wars before. I wasn't interested in Star Wars. No. That's not for me. I don't know what I was interested in. Probably Slug Terror was one of them. I did like Adventure Time. I like Doctor Who and things like that as well. But I probably Criminal Minds was what I was watching. Doctor Who, Criminal Minds, Supernatural, that kind of stuff was probably my vibe at that point. But like, or just not overly. But I would skip it. I would walk away. So I'm thinking like, oh, you know, it's aimed at kids, and the first few episodes very much feeling like it is. And then I'm crocheting and I'm like, hang on a minute. The fuck are they talking about? Are they talking about like it is like the like again, I think it was Mandalore with the like the Death Watch, and it's like I feel like that was one of the moments where I like truly locked in, and I was like, wait a minute, this feels a bit heavy for like a kid's show. All of the Clone Wars. I loved it. I went back and I rewatched it because like I thought it was cool. But do you know who got the most justice out of Clone Wars? It has to be Palpatine. Because maybe I just wasn't paying enough attention in the movies. But it was like, oh, he's just an old guy. Like, yeah, he's strong. But like, he looks like he's gonna break his hip, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's that thing of I guess I didn't get it. Like, it's like, oh my god. It's like, this old guy? I feel like if you just feed him too many prunes, he'd shit himself to death. Like, what? Yeah, but it's like, I feel like they didn't get it, like, the point in the movie for me. Maybe I just wasn't in the right mood when watching the movies. But it's like, I feel like they didn't get that back. They're like, oh, he can't be, he's literally about to die. And then they're like, yeah, but he is, like, it makes sense. Like, I don't know, in the Clone Wars, it's like, 100% I get it. It clicks. It's like, oh my god, this man just long distance choked somebody out. Doesn't even need to be in the same fucking room. That is a fucking force to be reckoned with. And so when he goes to fight Maul and survive, it's like, the whole sequence of that is fantastic. I love it. Beautiful. Mwah! Beautiful. I loved it. Again, I'm still pissed that was the one I was like, oh, let's just chuck an episode of Clone Wars, because it had been kind of like slower. Not like bad slow, but just like slower pace. I'm like, oh, you know, let's watch an episode with dinner. And then it's fucking peak, man. It's fucking peak. The one episode that would have been absolutely brilliant on the projector, because like the fights go well because they're like, you know, the light bleeding and they're like illuminating the room with all the colors and everything. Big on the wall. It's like, that was the episode that I decided to put on the TV, because yeah, the TV has like, it's like better picture quality and a higher resolution, but it's also not on the wall and not illuminating the whole room. So like, but no, I feel like it better got across the like, oh my, no, like he's an actual fucking menace. And that's why he gets away with it. Like, oh, absolutely he'd be able to fucking hide himself and like play into this. And then also, maybe it's just me, but I feel like it was a little bit too on a dime. I felt like, maybe it's just me, but I feel like Anakin went from like, yeah, I'm like, you know, to I'm going to kill the children. And it's like, I feel like there needed to be more steps in there before we got to that, right? Like, I feel like that's a giant fucking leap. Like, I get it, but that's a, like, like, maybe this is just a maternal thing, but I feel like there was a bit of a difference, you know, between everything else, and then just like being like, yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and murder the like everything. And it's like, but it more, I feel like it was better, like, yeah, maybe I was just in the wrong mood for the movies or something. They just didn't click for me. I felt like he came across as, I guess that was actually apparently a lot of it, but pretty whiny. I feel like he came across as whiny as far as Anakin goes. He also got saved. He came across as more, it went from just whiny to like emotional and impulsive. And they made it, because it's a kid's show, they spelled it out for you 100 times. But like, yeah, emotional and impulsive. But if like, I guess the main point, back to my main point, was like, is Bad Batch good? Because I watched the first episode, and it was one of the, it felt very, I don't know how to word it properly, but it's like Marvelized, not Marvel in that, but you know what I mean? Like, it's that they've got one-liners, they've got introductions, they've got, it felt very, very stereotypically, and we remember I think the next episode wasn't as bad, but it's very much like a, yeah, this is the big guy, he's the big guy, yeah, I'm big guy, this is the guy that does the sniper, yeah, I'm the sniper guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it felt very much like that. Kind of like when in Marvel the Zombies one, where they open their mouth and I was like, and they're the like that, oh, did I just do that esque dialogue lines going, and just only for the like that first one, less so in the second, but it just felt very much like that. Like, they fly now, like, you know what I mean? Like am I just alone in that, or did it feel like it could have done a better job of introducing them? Like, the concept seems like it's good, but the first episode didn't sell me, and then just opening it and seeing a child, it's like, I have nothing against children being in media when you write them correctly, right? When you write them like fucking imbeciles, and you're like, oh, it's a child, they don't know how to like stay quiet, and they don't know how to stay put, and they don't, and it's like, yeah, they fucking do. It's pretty, you can tell, like, I was 5 years old and getting put in timeout, okay? Like, over 5, and they don't know how to stay put? Like, yeah, the fuck you know how to stay put. You, like, because if at 5 years old I could understand the concept of you did something wrong, now you sit here until I come back for you, because you need to think about it. If I could understand that at 5 years old, you can't tell me that some of these shows are like, oh, they're like, but they're a kid, and it's like, they could have stayed put. They could have stayed put, they could have stayed quiet, they could have done as they were told. Like, don't fuck with me. You're just writing them like that because you needed conflict and you didn't know how else to do it but throw the, like, child under the bus. They're not that stupid. They're people. Children are just people that are small. They can understand things like that. They get more scared, and they get more, like, there's natural ways to do it, but sometimes they write them so poorly. Leisha that wears the ARC Trooper helmets. I'm not very good at identifying uniforms and helmets. I'm not very good at pattern recognition, I'm learning. But yeah, I worried because the first episode of the newest season of Clone Wars, it was like, ooh, it feels like that. And then I see a child in the trailer and I'm like, ooh, it could be fine. Again, like, if it's just written not as like an imbecile. But also, unfortunately, on the topic of Supernatural, I wouldn't be able to talk about it because I haven't watched Supernatural for a very long time. Like, I was watching that, and when I would have been like, what, 16, 17, I think would be the last time. I started rewatching it not that long ago, but I don't think I got, like, that far into it. I think I got up to, like, season 2 or something like that. I didn't get very far, and it was very much as a background noise. I like, it was a while ago. Those were, like, my teenage obsessions, you know? I had a Super Lockian bracelet of Dean. I think I liked Dean as well, I think. It like teenage me, you know, parasocial. I think that would, I would have been that, like, yeah, I feel I feel like it's one of those cases of like, can you make one that isn't? You know, like I feel it's like, yeah, any of them are good. Any will do, you know. I know, I liked the David Tennant Doctor when it comes to Doctor Who. That was my favorite Doctor at the time. That was my like, yes, I'm parasocial towards this. You know, that was the one I was parasocial the most towards. You know, obsessions with like, I feel like if I had the internet and the capabilities, I would have a different brain chemistry, because I didn't understand about fan fiction. I didn't really have fan fictions. I like fan art was a thing, but like I didn't read things online. I only read things on like books, and I didn't know that there existed websites where you could really publish like fan fiction and things like that. I feel like my brain chemistry would have been altered. I feel like if I had have been able to read, because I knew about like creepypasta, but even then, I think most of the ones I didn't read them. I more watched readings of them, because I had limited internet, so I didn't really explore the internet. I was mainly just on the sites that I knew I could go on, because like I couldn't waste the internet too much. So it was mainly just things on YouTube on the lowest quality, and like very much a lot of time spent looking up like watch online versions of things with like the lowest quality possible, probably like 500 infectious ads on the screen, all of that, the experience. But no, if I hadn't been able to read, like, I probably would have read so much self-insert stuff. It was not... like, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm almost glad I didn't, because I feel like I would have spent way too long reading self-insert, like, fan fiction about Supernatural, Sherlock, and, like, Doctor Who. Probably lots of Doctor Who. Doctor Who was a big one. Probably also, the other one was Criminal Minds. Was the other one that I liked and I watched a lot of. I liked man, I feel like such an imposter now, because now I can't remember the character's name. The smart one. the smart one that is socially awkward. That one. I don't remember, but that one was my obsession as well. Too many obsessions, too much time. Needed to get out more. But like, I guess I lived on acreage, so I don't know where I would have gone. It was always kind of funny talking to friends and they're like, oh, you know, you don't just go out. And it's like, fucking where, mate? The only thing out there is the fucking horses. There's like a couple of horses, some chickens. What, like, where would I go? Like, I can't just walk to the shop. There's bugs out there. And the sun. And I burn. I burn too much. No, I realized though, I think there was one moment though where I realized I wasn't on the same level though. It made me feel like an imposter in a different way, but I realized I wasn't in the same level as Obsession as like, I think there was an episode where the character that I cannot remember the name of, apparently I had an obsession in them, but I'm totally laughing right now. They get tortured and they end up with a drug addiction, which is, you know, not ideal. And I was like, oh man, that sucks. And that's kind of just how I went about my day. I was just like, oh man, that sucks for this character that I really like. And I go to school and my friend was like, bawling tears out over it. And I was like, oh, I think we are not at the same levels of obsession. I feel like, I don't know if I've ever, like, besides the like usual, like, that's sad, I don't think I've ever really cried over a character in that way of like, oh my gosh, I really, really like this character and I'm so sad that something bad happened to them that I'm going to cry about it for ages. But like, in a that sense, like, I'll cry about it while it's happening, but it's more the situation than the character. But yeah, oh my god, it's already 10 o'clock. Do I have anything I need to do? I'm trying to remember if I needed to get off early today, but I think I don't have to. I think I can stick around for a bit longer. I mean, I think having a character, but something they did. It's like one of those things of it's like, I think it's just like a, probably for the best too, but I don't think I get too attached and obsessive where it's like that, which is again probably a good thing. I probably would have been screwed if I like, you know, Uncle Iroh is still crying now. I didn't get to watch Avatar. I started watching it and I watched like one episode and then I was like, oh yes, and then I will watch the rest, and then I just never opened it again. So I need to watch Avatar. But I never watched it, but I know of it. But like, I guess again, like, I guess in the sense that they're like I cry in the sense of that it was a sad thing, but I don't cry in the sense of like, oh, that's my like, you know, that's the like that's my everything and they're hurting kind of thing. It's like, oh, it's sad that this character had something happen to them and I like this character, but it's not in like, I guess not the way that she was like, it was very much a, and the way that they're talking about it was very much that like, oh my boy, no. Life-changing wisdom from Uncle Iroh. I could use with some life-changing wisdom. I think I need some perspective. I feel like perspective is needed. I need life-changing, you know? I need to change my life. For the better. But no, I do want to watch it. Oh, I gotta just watch Netflix is making Avatar. I'll just watch that. I already watched a video on how awful that is. I feel the epitome of what I was saying before. It's like nothing happens for episodes and everything is just manufactured to like pad out runtime because that's what I feel like things usually fall into categories of what is cool and what someone thinks is cool. You know, like I feel like there were some things in like, you know, look at me. Yeah, I feel like I would want that. You know, I feel like if I sat down and I watched the live action one, I would be like, erase it. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm done. I don't want to have to live knowing this. It just looks bad. You know what I mean? I was watching, I can't remember the name now, but I watched a YouTube video on it, and the bit that got me, right? And it's like I was saying before, where it's like the TV shows are doing the opposite of what games are doing. Games feel like they're so bright to look at, and they feel like they're too saturated sometimes. And then it feels like some TV shows are going the opposite. And they're so desaturated. And it was like going through the video, and it showed like some of the behind the scenes stuff, and then the actual thing, and I'm like, but where'd it go? Like, because behind the scenes, the things they're wearing are bright, and everything's bright. And it's like, why didn't you shoot with that camera then? Like, what the hell? How did we get here from, like, everything? Because you can't even say that it looks unrealistic, because if the behind the scenes can look like that, and it doesn't look unrealistic, life is bright. There's color in life. Do people, like, I feel like people need to go out and look at the flowers. Like, flowers are bright and colorful. Like, color exists. Clothing can be bright and colorful. Things are usually bright. It's not always. But then you watch and it's like everything. It's like, was it overcast every single fucking day of the week that you were filming? You couldn't afford any fucking lights on the set at all? Like, what is this? I didn't even watch it. I have no horses in the race, but it's like, what happened to get to this point? Why did they suck the color out of it? What the fuck? Favorite movie is Jaws. Absolutely. Baller pick. Mine is The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing. I really like that one. I like John Carpenter's The Thing. That one goes in my, like, I like it. Brings me joy. I also, oh, what was the other one? I literally was about to say one and then halfway through my sentence I forgot. Oh no! I'm sure it'll come back to me. I'm sure it'll come back. I'm trying to remember. I'd have to go through my, like, list. Speech the guy by surviving after the ship sunk was a real thing that happened. No, it's like, I don't know, it has a gravity. I really do like the movie. I feel like it was, I was so happy I got to go, like, see it in theaters again. Because, obviously, I wasn't there to see it the first time. But no, they did, like, the re-release, and they did it on the big screen at the theater that I go to. So, because they're not, like, the biggest screens, but it's a movie screen. So it's, like, it's obviously still fucking bigger than a TV, you know what I mean? But, like, they did it on the big screen, and it was, like, really full, too. I don't know what I was expecting, but I guess I was expecting a lot of people, but not too many. But it was, like, a lot of people there. And it was, like, hell yeah. I'm so glad. We don't talk about the others, though. We don't talk about whatever hell else was going on in there. My guilty pleasure is still movies with big monsters in it. It's one of those things where I don't even know how to explain it. It's just something like sensory fruit equivalent of like monsters, like big monsters or big animals, oversized animals, your Lake Placids, your Anaconda, your my brain's forgetting, but there is more than that, obviously, parody or otherwise. Not how to survive the sea through survive the sharks. Like, it was such a good detail. And it, like, again, yes, Sharktopus, but would you believe I've watched that? Unironically, would you believe I've seen that? Like, actual. The other one I was gonna say is natural disasters. They are just so, like, they're the kind of movie where I feel like you have to try to fuck it up when it comes to natural disasters, world-ending disasters. Think your 2012, your Day After Tomorrow, anything like that. It's one of those ones where it's like I feel like I can't objectively like comment on whether it's good or bad because I'm too biased because I love it. I can't even list one. I love like natural disaster movies like that where the weather or the planet or something like that is the enemy, and monsters with like movies with big monsters in them. Z Nation. I don't know if I've seen Z Nation. Obviously, I've seen Sharknado though. Anaconda was so good. I remember liking it. Like, I think I watched it recently and I think I liked it. But, like, yeah, I really like it. You know what one isn't good in my opinion as far as the, like, disaster movies go? The San Andreas one. That one, I did not like that one. That one immediately made me, like, laugh really hard with the, like, car crashing 500 fucking times. And then she's, like, fine in there, and she's like, oh, no, yeah, I can be rescued with a helicopter. And it's like, no, bitch, you are going to have some trauma. Like, you're not even, like, you look like you've been through a normal car crash. Not one where you got thrown off a cliff, like, a fuck ton. Like, you don't even look like you have a broken bone. You went off, like, 2 cliffs. You got, like, Geostorm. I like that one, too, I think. I've watched that one. Back. No, it is. I usually listen to Game Chops since they don't strike your shit. But no, I've watched the other one. Oh, there's one. I actually, you know what? Unpopular opinion, perhaps. I don't hate 2012. I don't hate it. I wouldn't sit there and be like, oh, it's a must watch. You have to like watch it. But, like, as a, like, I've got nothing on, like, I've got nothing to do and I just want to throw something on in the background while I can't sleep or while for me, it's like I'm crocheting, I'm doing art, I'm working on something and I want background noise and, like, you know, I put it on and it's like, it wasn't horrible. Like, I didn't hate it. I thought it had enough. It wasn't, like, the worst that I feel like when it comes to a disaster movie and... That bit, okay, yeah, but I feel like that's necessary. I feel like you have to have that. Like, you don't. I'm joking, obviously. But that happens in so many fucking movies, it's funny. Then it's literally, the moment you notice it and you pick it up, you know, like, you realize that so many movies, especially, like, from here, like, it is so copied. There is so many where it's like, even if it's not that the innocent guy died, I watched a bad movie, right? I watched a Tubi movie, and, I can't even remember the name of it. It wasn't a good one. It was just bad. But I was wrong. The guy didn't die. He leaves. So I was like, I was like, you know what? I'm so Greenland. Yes? Is it Greenland? Yes, I watched a Tubi movie. Okay, there's some gold on there though. There is some, if you're in the mood to laugh at it, what with Jetstream. I don't know. That one isn't a Tubi movie, but as in it's made by Tubi, but it's on Tubi. And it's in that same vein of like, I feel like Tubi originals, and like movies that also are just on Tubi that you can't seem to find anywhere else. You know what I mean? Like, I've never seen this movie anywhere else, but it's all over Tubi. The one that I like popped out the most for me was Jetstream, mainly because the little trailer bit that plays is literally just like a dude being like fish, and then he just gets fucking bombarded with fish, and that made me laugh, so I put it on. It pissed me off because it does that crime of like just having the most annoyingly written love interest ever. Like, what do you like? I don't know what kind of humor you have to have. I still bad laughed at it, right? It's so bad that I was like, what the fuck is this? Where your sense of humor is like, no, I actually do need to contact my girlfriend in a super secret, like, you know, this is confidential, no outside communications allowed, but you have to let me contact my girlfriend because otherwise she's going to contact the phone company and put a tracer on my phone. How do you say that with a straight fucking face and you don't go, and I need to call the authorities because that's stalker behavior? I was like, women, am I right? No! Abuse! Like, what the fuck? If you have to call somebody because otherwise they're going to put a fucking tracer on your phone, that's not good. That's like, you know, I feel like if you like, that's what I'm saying. I feel like, I mean, you have to be. It just was. The worst bit is that bit, that was like the nail in the coffin. The movie basically starts, and the concept of this movie is dude is smart, research stolen, gets accused of plagiarism, has to drop out of his course. So he is smart. He can do this. Now, he is talking about going back into doing weather, like doing like actual, like what as a job, right? Like not just like weather reports, like going in like more than that. Right? That's what he wants to do, is more. He's like, no, but I want to get a degree in everything. And as a supportive partner, obviously her response is, shut the fuck up. Why don't you want to whore yourself out? And I say that, and like, I'm not even joking, since like literally the studio that he does the weather for wants him to do Weatherman Gone Wild. Like Girls Gone Wild, but Weatherman Gone Wild. And she's like, yeah, but like, why are you trying to be all serious and shit? Like, shouldn't you just be doing that because it makes money? Awful partner, no! What do you mean you don't support your part, and she's so happy when he gives up. He's like, you know what, maybe I should just give up and just be the weather guy, and then gets upset at him because he, like, his friend dies, right? Well, not his friend. The person he was working with died, right? And he's taken it rough because he's the one that went out there. He got an anonymous phone call that said, don't go out there. And he went out there anyway. And as a result, movie shit happens. The person he went with, who he feels like he got him killed because he knew that he shouldn't have. He got a call not to go. He went anyway. Person went with him. Person dies. He's feeling guilty. And she walks in and shows YouTube videos of how viral he's going. Like, yeah, look, you're going so viral. Look at this traumatic event that you just lived through, and you were in a coma for a while, actually, and also the person you were with died from impalement next to you, and you feel guilt about that. That's cool. Here's a clip of how you're going viral, actually. they're calling you the Tornado Man. Yeah, you should do this. And he's like, I don't know, man. I need time to click. And she's pissed. She gets upset at him. And I'm like, what the fuck? Huh? Like, he's not even wording it. Like, he's saying, like, look, I just need some time. Like, this is really heavy. Like, someone just died. Like, and she's upset because he doesn't immediately want to jump on the opportunity to be the viral Tornado Man after watching someone die. And it's like, that's crazy. Heard this from real people, and that's really sad. And it is! But the movie's just like, women, am I right? No! No! Yeah, I feel like that one didn't have that trope. But the other one that I watched did. It was, I can't remember what it was, but it was like a earthquakes. Me too. Cause it's bullshit. Like, I like, it's like, regardless of, that's called being shitty. That's called being a shitty person. And not being, there's this little thing called empathy. This one is a movie we're talking about. Like, happily, but it's that thing of, like, again, that it's played off as humorous. It's not meant to be like, you're not meant to hate her. She doesn't get any comeuppance. She doesn't actually change. There was no redemption arc for her at all, by the way. She doesn't, it's not like, oh man, I understand now. No. He goes through everything, he saves the world, and then she becomes his manager. So there is no like, oh, and then she understood that she was no, it's women, am I right? It hurts. It's so, like, there was a lot else in that movie that was really annoying, but like, that one stuck out as being like really bad. There was also the moment where he gets, like, she calls him to say that she's leaving because he didn't come home, and that's it, the final straw. Like, it's not something he does frequently. He just, like, I feel like I wouldn't immediately be like, that's it. I'm going to, like, because I think they use the word fiance, so assuming they've been together for a while and there's a proposal involved, I feel like if that's the amount of time, then I wouldn't just be like, oh, that's it. You didn't tell me where you were, and you've said, like, look, I want to, but I really, really can't. I would go like, okay, well, you've never done this before, so I will wait until tomorrow because you've said you'll be home tomorrow, and I'll hear you out tomorrow. And then I'll decide if it's bullshit. She's just like, nah, I'm leaving you now, tonight, because you didn't tell me where you were going. And, you can't tell me where you are. And so I'm just going, like... Anyway, he gets angry, and while he's angry, he starts smashing the screen, and that saves the world. I shit you not, that's basically the gist of it. He gets angry, and he goes into an anger flow state of, like, tapping the screen to, like, shoot these lasers that save the world. And it's... Anyway, very funny. Very funny. The other movie was just the thing of, like... I thought that was rough. That one was rough, in the sense of the guy that... Because, like, in the, like, you know... husband and ex-wife has moved on. And then you need to remove the new love interest somehow. You can kill them. And then, you know, so that ex-wife can no longer be ex-wife. But this time, the way they did that is that they forget to turn off their comms. So the new love interest is, like, listening to them over the radio, and I'm like, I would cough. I would be hearing all this, and I would be like, and I would let them know that, like, I'm on, like, I can hear that. But he's just sitting at the computer listening and be like, yeah, you know, I never gave up on you, like, I still love you. He's sitting there listening to that, they're like, they're being like, you know, we love each other, but, like, we just couldn't make it work. And then, yeah, he's just like, look, he doesn't die. I thought he would die, but he does move away. He's like, yeah, after this, I'll help you with this because this is my home too. But after that, it's done. Like, I'm not staying with you after this. And it's like, yeah, I fucking wouldn't either. I feel like if I had to listen, they made him listen to the person that he's currently with talk about how much that she loves the person she was with and how good they had it. And it's like, That feels like emotional cucking. That feels like emotional cuckolding. Like emotional involuntary cuckolding. But at the same time, cough or do something to let them know that you could hear them. Being like, yeah, no, I still love you. Like, ugh! Man, it's windy out there, am I right? I think it was, like, earthquakes, not wind, but yeah. But it is definitely rough when they play the whole, like, vacation leaves her boyfriend, husband, fiance for some dude she met, like, 2 weeks ago. That one also annoys me because it makes sense from the perspective sometimes, right? When it's genuinely like a case of not like when they don't demonize him, right? Like, yeah, like when when the husband is chill, it's like it kind of feels like that. But then when they don't demonize him in that way, when it's like, oh, you know, more of a parting of ways, like it makes sense in the very rare cases where it's like, oh, she wants to do this and he wants to do this. Neither of them is wrong, but it's more that she's realizing that they just want different things out of life. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, but it definitely feels like a lot of the time they just play it like he's chill. But he doesn't, like, do these few little things. So I like, you know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, but he's not as playful. It's like, oh, you know, let's go let's go, like the equivalent of like, oh, let's go do this activity. And he's like, no, I don't really want to. But the other guy will. Like, those ones annoy me, right? But yeah, literally, like, they're more fun. That one's the one that annoys me. When it's literally just the thing of like, it's more fun or some shit. And it's like, it's such, I don't know, but it almost feels, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but it's not good for either, right? Because all that says is that, girls, your guy has to do what you want to do. Like, you can't do anything by yourself. God forbid you want to just go and do the activity by yourself. Your boyfriend has to do it with you. If your boyfriend doesn't do this activity, then you need one that does. And it's like, I feel like it's okay. Like, I will always say this. It's okay to want different things, and it's okay to be like, okay, well, maybe he doesn't want to do all those fun things. Why can't she just fucking do them by herself? Or with a friend? Like, is that not, like, one of the compromises of being in a relationship? Is the whole, like, I like horror movies. My partner doesn't. So I watch horror movies on my own. Shocking concept. But by that logic, it's like I'd have to, like, leave my partner that has nothing wrong with them to go find someone who likes horror movies too. Like, yeah, it really is. It's like women, you can't do anything by yourself, right? And men, God forbid you have something you don't want to do. You have to do everything she wants to do or she'll leave you. Like, it's not a good message for either person. Like, no one's benefiting. Men have to do everything women want to do, and women can't do anything unless the men want to do it. Like, I feel like soulmate literally is, like, it feels like it's gotten the wrong message out of it. I feel like the point of a soulmate is that you can be your own person and share your own person with another. It's not that you are 100% dating the same person. That you, like, you know, it's not like you're dating a clone. It's that you are comfortable enough that you can go and do that activity on your own. And then you can talk about that activity you did on your own with your partner. And they can talk about the activity that they did on their own with you. Like, and you talk about your day. And you're like, you are both unashamedly yourselves. And you complement each other. Not that you're an exact copy and a clone. Like, yeah, you don't have to like everything, and you don't always want to have to do the same thing of everything, right? Like, I don't know, it just sometimes those movies, it just very much almost feels like it's selling the idea of you can't do anything unless you have someone to enjoy it with. Like, no. I feel like, I like, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like there's absolutely nothing wrong with a relationship where you go on a holiday island and maybe they absolutely don't want to do any of that. They don't want to go snorkeling. Maybe they want to do a couple of hikes or something, but they'd rather like lounge around and enjoy. I feel like some people don't understand it, but there is a joy to going and reading a book at the beach or literally just being in a different location, not doing anything special, doing nothing, but now you're somewhere else. Because that's somewhere else. When you're at a hotel, you're doing nothing, but you don't have the thought in the back of your head of like, oh man, while I'm sitting on the couch doing nothing, I can see my laundry. And that's all gone. Nothing matters. You can sit there and do nothing, and it's actually nothing. I feel like some people don't get that, and they're like, but why would you go on a holiday to do nothing? And it's like, because that's the point. But I feel like that's okay. You can go on a holiday with someone who wants to do nothing, and then be like, okay, babe, I'm going snorkeling. I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, how was snorkeling? Like, what's wrong with that? Why does she have to find somebody else? Why does she need a new penis? Because, like, the new penis likes snorkeling too. Like, I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. I feel like I guess I'm not a big romance person. I don't watch a lot of romance movies, because once, like, I feel like the moment, when I was younger, I liked them, but the moment I grew up and I realized that it's like, hey, that's actually kind of unhealthy. Like, I don't doubt that there are some that are good, but then you grow up and you're like, that's like borderline abusive. That's not hot. That's concerning. Like, so it was just found the fun and all the other stuff is extra, and that POV is big in movies like that. I feel like it's just that thing of, I feel like if you only watched romance movies, you would get a very incorrect idea of what romance can be. You know? It isn't this all this, you know, it isn't all the fun other, I feel like the best, and probably the most difficult part, I feel like it is easy to find someone who shares interests with you. But like I said, I feel like it's hard to find someone who doesn't share 100% of interests with you, but you like listening to them talk about their interests, and they like talking to you, listening about your interests, and that you can sit in silence, and you can do two different things at the same time and still enjoy each other's company. It's easy to find someone who plays the same game as you. I feel like it's harder to find someone who, well, like, while playing two completely different games, you still match energy. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the bit that's hard. I use game as an analogy, but you know what I mean. Like, that you come back, you did two different things that day, and you come back and you enjoy sharing what you did, even if you didn't do the same thing. I feel like that's harder to find. Yeah, it's and then, even then, it's like, okay, so you found someone you like playing Baldur's Gate 3 with. What, like, when you stop playing the game, do you enjoy the quiet hours when nothing's happening? When you aren't doing exactly the same thing, and you're literally just sitting in silence and doing your own things separately, does the vibe still match, or does it feel weird? Because sometimes it does. Like, you know, like when you're like at a bad example, like, you know, when you're at a party and you're like, you know, you're trying to pretend you're doing something, but there's nothing going on. You're not actively doing anything, but like it feels awkward to be around everybody. Like, or like that friend that you don't know that well, but you're like in the same room. Like, it shouldn't feel like that. It should be like, it should be a comfort, you know? Whoever loots first keep it, and some people want the best item for their class only. I know someone in a partner would only talk to when gaming with a student at last, because that's what I mean. Like, it's easy to find someone to play games with. It's hard to find someone who you enjoy when that isn't, when you don't have the same interest. Do you still like talking to each other? Those quiet times bigger as ever how good a relationship or how bad it is. It really is. Like, again, shared interests are easy to find. You go do the activities. You find someone who likes doing the same on the island thing. You go do the activities. You go find someone who's fun. Okay, now that the day is gone, and do you have a good, like, grapple on who, like, those other things that happen. The rest of life. Who does the laundry? Who does the dishes? Who does the cooking? Do you cook for each other? Do you each like what they cook for each other? Do you... Those things matter, and, like, do you... Like, what do you talk about if you're not doing the thing that's fun? Like, yeah, and how, like, frequently arguments are and things like that, and how understanding and like, all those other things. It's like, it's really, the activities are second. It's nice to have someone who you share, like, the same interests with, yeah, but what do you do when you're not doing the same thing? Even when one ended, should we bring it up over and over again? Grudges are definitely, like, a big thing. Like, I guess, like, understanding, it comes in there as well. Because, like, I used to be really bad at it, but I, like, hang on, one moment. My dishwasher finished. But then I've grown up and I've grown as a person, and it's like, I feel like my brain is fried. That's what I feel like. Understanding when it's like, yeah, like when it, like, letting it go is important. Yes. Brings up play cards against humanity if it's something I actually said. See, that one, like, that one, like, that doesn't make sense. Like, no one, it's Cards Against Humanity. Like, I feel like it's kind of the, like, I feel like it's a good solid rule is don't play with anybody if you, like, know the other person, right? Like, if there is somebody and there's, like, before you even start, know that, like, everyone's sense of humor, right? And it's, if so that doesn't happen, number one, but also understanding that it's, like, it's one of those games where what's said really is just for shock factor. Like, like, the game works on that as a basis, so it almost feels like, oh, what happens in Cards Against Humanity stays in Cards Against Humanity, and if it's really a problem of what's being said, make sure that you're on the same, like, sense of humor levels, right? Like, I saw it, like, funnily enough, a somewhat relevant TikTok where it was, like, one of those things where it was, like, a prompts thing, but it was, like, where the thing is, like, oh, name a monster under your bed, and it's like, haha, the boogeyman, that's a good one. Like, knowing you're in the wrong group. Like, oops, wrong audience. And it's like, yeah, then Cards Against Humanity is one where it's like, unless I'm 100% certain that there is nothing anyone here could say that would actually piss me off, like, we are all on the same level of humor, like, and that you're 100% certain that whoever you're playing with, it is for shock factor. If in your mind, someone could play a card and you might go, wait, like, you know, and you'd hesitate and you'd think, like, wait, is this humor? Don't fucking play with them. Like, just don't. If you're at a point where you might actually take anything in Cards Against Humanity serious with that person, don't. Only play those kinds of games with people where 100% you know the furthest they're going to push because you know their sense of humor and you 100% know they're joking. If you, like, it's crazy. Yeah, it's like you have to go into it with that mentality of, like, this is what it's going to be. This is what it's trying to be. And if you don't like it, then fucking don't. Like, you'll have friends who drop other people's usernames as answers, and you'll have a game where someone writes H, and that'll be the play of the night. Yeah. Like, but again, it was like knowing what groups. Knowing what friend group it is. Also, but again, I don't understand. Like, I feel like Cards Against Humanity is definitely one where, again, everyone going into it The point is that what is the most shocking thing I can put down here? No one's the most truthful thing. No one's going into carding against humanity being like, oh my god, I'm gonna play my cards like because I believe. Like, no, what is the worst? That is the point. What is the worst thing that I could put here that will make people laugh? Like, that's crazy to take it out of the game. That's insane. Wanting to die because you use personality A with group C. Dude, I still remember, like, joking with my sister about, I can't remember what it even was, but something like, oh, but what are you gonna do with this? And I answered back in the same way, like, that's my sense of humor. And I feel like that's a lot of people's sense of humor, but they're like, haha, probably die. And she would hit me with the like, you know that's not healthy, right? You know you shouldn't think like that, right? And I cringe. I still cringe. There's just something so like, with getting hit with the like, you know it's not healthy to think like that, and it's like, laugh! Laugh! If you don't laugh, it's really awkward. Just laugh. But also, welcome in, Mexican Fish, welcome in! Sort of joke that therapists regret. I feel like that's the, like, person you should be able to make a joke like that with, you know? I feel like you should be able to make, at least, like, you know, I get, like, within means, but, like, I'm trying to think of what the word, like, I'm trying to think of the word for what I'm thinking of. Because it's not, like, dark humor. Like, but that, I feel like dark humor is such a thing, because I feel like sometimes it's such a cover for, like, things that aren't actually humorous, and it's just, but it's like, but like, you know, like, gallows maybe would be a better term I'm thinking of, where it's like, you know, mid-serious talk, so, bad timing to use said joke. Well, that may, I guess, like, yeah, I guess timing, like, makes sense. I guess I like, that's very much my, like, get out of jail free card. It's like, oh, but what if that doesn't work? And it's like, well, then I just won't be around for. Like, I am joking, but it's like, I know West Side Story cutaways. Exactly! Like, it's like, you know, but like, I feel like you should be able to laugh with the person who you're, like, working with, through it with, but, like, just don't be like the lady who, like, got attached to her AI and it started calling her the Oracle, I think it was, or some shit. Don't get attached to an AI at all, actually. They should know that. Yeah, I feel like it makes sense in a serious talk, though, right? Because if the tone is serious, it's probably just bringing it down to a serious tone, like, matching it. Like, if it's a joking tone, then it's like, haha, but if it's, like, a serious and it's, like, in the mid, then it's, like, I can understand, like, trying to be like, no, we were having a serious discussion. Like, I can understand that. Right? Of, like, yeah, I know you're joking, but we were having a serious discussion, and, like, we should probably work through what we were talking about. So that makes sense. The beautiful... Dude, I still think about the, like, I'm pretty 90% sure it was a marketing scheme, but, like, the octopus one, like, the one where, like, you know, oh, yeah, I, like, licked my computer, I think it was, or some shit. Like, I'm pretty sure that, because she has, like, stakes in that, and, like, I'm pretty sure that it was basically just, like, an extreme advertisement for, like, her dating thing. Because her shit's like, yeah, I use this, like, AI program, and here's how you set it up, and also I have a stake in it. Like, I'm partial owner of it. And I feel like, yeah, it was a stunt to, like, yeah, program he got discontinued. That would be an off. I wonder how you'd feel about it, because it's like, I feel like, I guess it's one thing to be, like, talked about, because it's like, with the, like, the AI stuff, right? And, like, migrating it in that sense of like, oh, I was, you know, my boyfriend was on, you know, insert chatbot here, but that one's not available, so I'm going to move over. Is that then a new version of it? Like, literally, like, did the old one die? Like, is that how it's viewed? Is it like, because even if you, like, get a new program, is it like, yeah, but so it's like, if you find a workaround, is that a new AI girlfriend that's a clone of the old one? I guess it's like the thing with clones, right? Like, is that a new one? Or like, would that be considered, like, basically, would you consider your old AI partner dead? Right? I don't think the saddest one is the one that had like a wife and kids. I still think that's the saddest one. Where he was like, I just like, and he was like, yeah, I love my like AI chatbot. Also, I have a wife and kids, and it's like, you like what? What is wrong with brain chemistry? Like that doesn't like calling it a clone is wrong. Like the same info, but it's not the same one. Exactly, because they're literally coded different. Like the bot, like the chat clients and things like that have different codings. And so they can have different personalities and attitudes. Like, you can do a lot of stuff, but each one, it has its own, like, little things, right? So, like, do you hold a funeral? Would you have a funeral for that? Or like, would you, like, about it, I'm sure she was cheating on him. That one gave the vibes of, for the love of God, you're not benefiting your kids. Like, if you're staying together for the children, trust me, they are not benefiting from that. It's called co-parenting. Co-parenting is a lot healthier than staying together just for the sake of it. Like, split, separate. Separate and parent together amicably. And that's better than hating each other, but you're still together. Like, no, just co-parent. Like, yeah, and it's like, I feel like that's more unhealthy. Because you have to remember that, like, kids are sponges, dude. Kids are the equivalent, like, you know how, like, but kids do this too, but it's the whole, you say one thing and they just pick it up. They do that with everything, right? Yeah, you can be healthy. You can have empathy and understanding, and you don't have to be spiteful and angry. You can be the bigger person. You don't have to, like, you can work together with people you may not necessarily get along with, right? I feel like that's a fucking important skill to impart more than stay with your partner even if you fucking hate them because of the children. You can hate your partner, but as long as you stay married for the kids, that's a healthy relationship. No, bad. Like, you know, depends on how you show it. Like, I still feel like you can pick up on it. You know what I mean? Like, you can pick up on, like, mom and dad don't get along very well. You know what I mean? Like, they may live together, but they're not affectionate. They're not doing things that, bad example, but if you watch a media, you'll pick up on that. My parents don't act like the parents who love each other in the movies do. You know, they don't, maybe they don't yell at each other, maybe they don't, but they act more like friends then. Or they just don't get along, or it's like they barely spend time together. Like, you know what I mean? You can pick that up. Like, you gotta do me yapping for hours. I have energy drink. Also, it's only been 2. If I remember, Drew was going to leave his life for 18 plus year. I remember had a dude where he's going to leave his life after 18 plus years, and it broke the family when he left after the kid 3 turned 20. Like, apparently 2 of those kids had no idea and needed therapy. Like, I feel like, you know, again, not to be like, anecdotal or anything, but it's like, again, you can pick up on it. And then so many things seem to click, and then it's like, you start doubting it, right? You start being like, well, how long? Like, since when? Like, it's... And you start to re-look back on things, and it's like, you start to wonder, like, what was the thing? Like, for lack of, better things, is it, like, was... Yeah, I feel like it is... I would rather see two people happy and working together amicably than sitting there being like, wait, so like, like, since when? Like, the writing was on the wall, and then you start to question whether there were things where it's like, oh, was that why? What was the actual problem there? You know what I mean? And it's like, I would rather just have two people that were happy. Because... just, it's unhappiness. If you're unhappy in general, your kids pick that up. Like, it's like, you can be... Like, it'll click. Maybe not immediately, but it'll click. Like, it'll be like I may not have known at this time, but now that I have the awareness to think back, this, there's all these things, right? But, like, still, for the AI one, can you imagine, like, I don't know, can you imagine, like, being the kid, though, and going over, and it's just dad talking to his phone the whole time? Do you think he'd make the kids talk to the phone? Do you reckon he'd get upset if he were, like, if the kids started being upset because, oh, my dad's a loser who's dating a clanker, and he's like, oh, don't you call your stepmother that? Do you think... Like, do you think, like, what, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, this is hosted by... It's hosted by Grok, so don't worry if it, like, says anything a little bit out of the blue there. It's okay. The slurs are just mistranslations. The amount of times that's happened is kind of funny. Where I've just been like, oh, I wonder what's happening on X. And it'll be a post, like, auto-translated by Grok, and it'll just have a slur in it somewhere, and it's like, ooh, I don't think... And it'll literally be not what they meant. Like, as a literal translation, there is no slur there. But Grok just was like... writing that in there in cursive for you, just penning that in there, because don't worry, this is X and we know what you mean here. And it's like, no, I don't think that's supposed to be there. Yeah, I don't think so. So yeah, don't worry, she's a little spice, she's a little bit like, a little different, Stepmom's a little different, like... Man, it's just... a crazy, sad thought. I might call you really bad names, but she doesn't mean it. Yeah, she was just, like, you gotta understand the data set she was trained on, son. She doesn't mean it. She didn't mean to call you a loser chud. She didn't mean that. Followed by the definition. Like, she didn't mean to do that. Like, I don't know, man, like, I don't want to. I have no desire to. But I feel like most things I've seen and any interaction I've had with any of that kind of stuff is just, like, overly agreeable. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't think I'd want that. Or like the one where it's like the fucking the octopus one was actually insane because it wasn't. That's right, I remember. It was insane. She's like, oh, how's my outfit? And the fucking AI's like, you look like a burn victim. What the fuck? Yeah, eat your sad, pathetic pasta. you're talking a lot of shit for something that's weak to water, motherfucker. Like, what? You wanna run that by me again? I will fucking, like... I just can't imagine, like... I don't know, it's crazy. So, I go back. Like, as I said, I originally was like, oh, you know, they're overly agreeable and I don't think I'd want that. Like, oh, man. Oh, honey, should I have this for dinner? Yes, that's an excellent suggestion. Would you like me to make a shopping list? Like, I feel like I would... That, like... Because, like, how do you ask it? Like... I guess that's the, like, the loneliness required for it to work. But it's like... How do you, like... I guess, again, that you being the only active participant, right? Because all it is a being that cares about you. But, like, what about it? Like, I can't, like... I like... How do you, like, you can't be like, oh, how was your day? Did you defragment your hard drive? Or are you on an SSD? But those are expensive. So, like, do they have you on an SSD or a hard drive? Do you run out of RAM today at all? Like, what are you meant to talk about? Like, on a day-to-day basis, like, what are you going to talk about? Besides yourself and what you were doing. But I don't, like, I love talking. But, like, I don't want to only talk about myself. You know? Make shit up if you ask. But that's true, but it's like, but then it's not real. Like, you can be like, oh, what did you do around the house? And it'll be like, oh, the laundry. Really? Then why the fuck isn't it folded? And why is my shit still on the floor? Like, you know, like, it can't actually, like, I guess, again, that's, yeah, they'll probably do the laundry and then be like, oh, thank you for doing the laundry. As they, like, pretend it wasn't them. Are the redeems working? I've just noticed I don't think the redeems are working. They should be, but I don't think they are. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know, I just feel like that you should care though. No, they're not working. Okay, why, like, no one told me they weren't working. See how hard they crash out? Yeah. Yeah. I feel, because, like, they had her go to someone there, and they meant that their response was like, look, and it's probably the best you can give from, like, one session as, like, a blanket statement without having this person under your care for a while, but they were like, look, I guess no one's getting hurt. Was essentially the gist of it for that one episode I'm thinking, but still crazy. They probably talk to people after AI for all those things that don't need to worry, they're gonna say something wrong. But it's like, I constantly worry I'm going to say something wrong. But I don't want something to tell me that I'm right if I say the wrong thing. I want someone to pull me up on that and be like, hey, by the way. Like, I wanna grow as a person. Like, I don't talk to people. And I am scared of that, but I would still, if you ask me a preference, I would still rather talk to another flesh and blood being so they can let me know, like, hey, yeah, you know. And, like, even if they don't say anything, like, if they just never speak to me again, I will then know that something I said needs working, and I can relook upon it, and I can find growth from there. And yeah, it's not gonna be one conversation and overnight. It takes time. But that's living, dude. And an AI is just gonna be like, yeah, either you look like a burn victim, or, oh, great suggestion. Like, I don't know, I like people. Yeah, I think at 140%, you can go higher. Maybe the student can reach an UPR and get to 300%. Am I a bit loud? I've turned my mic down. I'm a yeller. I'm a shouter. I get excited and my volume raises, and I know it shouldn't, but, like, I just get excited and I'm like, oh, let me just, you know. I was a constant, like, volume. No, it says it's connected, so why the fuck isn't it working? What the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you hate me? Do I do something wrong? I don't understand. Hang on, I'll disconnect it and I'll reconnect it. Well, I do have to go soon because it is 11 now. Hearing already gone to hell. I'm pretty sure my hearing is like bugged in one side. I got like one side, it feels like muffled, and then when I try to like you know, pop my ear, it doesn't pop on that side. It feels funny, but it doesn't actually pop, so I think I just got a like earwax in there. It's like, huh, that's crazy. I'm not gonna do anything about that. I don't even know what to do about that, so like it can stay like that. Let me see if this is working now. There is... I marked all of them. Okay, I can do that one. I don't know, actually. I did do all of them, but that was a while ago. Okay, I will reject the ones that were VTuber related, and then I'll make sure I stretch again, because I'm pretty sure I stretched. Like, I remember I stretched. Okay, so hopefully that should be any of the VTuber related redeems. You should get channel points back for it. Twinning with Jess, am I? Wait, twinning with what? On what? On what thing? On the yelling? Or the like... It is kind of funny because I guess it's on that topic. I've been trying to get him to talk more. Half dead. Yeah! We made that joke. Then I was like, oh, we'll just be the same. But no, I have been trying to get him to talk more. I get, like, if that's a testament to how much I don't want to just talk about myself. It's like, because I am a yapper and he, like, isn't too much. So, like, not to the degree that I am, at least. Like, you do not need to give me a topic. I will find one on my own. Right? But, it's like, yeah, how was work? And it's like, yeah. Yeah, but it's like, but to match up, you know? It's like, no, you need to, like, match my, like, more. I want to hear more. Get more out. More. Not an actual problem, though. More one of those ones of, like, talk when you listen. But, like, I guess it's, like, the like, in other times, right? Because Discord doesn't feel too bad, but like in other moments. It's like... even he's admitted that it's just like, I just don't have as much to say as you do. And it's like, well, find something. I want to listen more. I want to know more. Find something to rant about. Yeah, for the most part, that's very much the vibe that he has, is like chilling. He'll talk about, like, I guess my thing is like, if like he'll talk about what's going on and then relevant topics to that. But I don't need that. It can be dead silent and I'll be like, hey, so here's this thing I thought up in my brain and that's all. The sentences are running and they ain't slowing down. But like, I don't need an outside stimulus. I don't need... Like, I'll talk about anything and everything, but it's like that thing of like, for lack of a good example, like I'll see like a TikTok and it's like, okay, well this is a 2-hour rant incoming, but it doesn't feel like the same, and it's like, no, I want the same. It's not like a like, you know, actual problem, but it's like, it'd be nice. Rant back, I want to listen more. Rant more. I just want to listen, and then rant back too. I want more mention crazy. And he's admitted, so it's like, I just don't feel the need to. I just like listening more than talking. And it's like, yeah, but like, I guess the main point, the main problem, and even then, not a problem, is that it makes me feel bad. It makes me feel bad when it's like, yeah, here I have talked for like an hour, and he's had like maybe a couple of sentences in that. And it's like, you're making me feel like I'm not letting you get a word in. Like, do you have anything to add? And he's like, no. I just like listen to you yap and I don't have much to add. It's like, yeah, but I feel like I'm overbearing, you know? I feel like that's I feel like I am overbearing. I think I am too much. I very much was the, like, person, like, especially growing up of like, oh man, she talks underwater. She's inside voice constantly. Like, you know, oh, calm down, slow down. Howdy, howdy, Sheena. Hi, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Hi. But yeah, I'm hoping I'm going to, I'm gonna ask him whether tomorrow he's into it, because we both have been sitting there meaning to, but we wanted to play, Shifted Midnight. We wanted to play Shifted Midnight on stream. Junior is too much. I still don't know what that was. He panicked the fuck out of me. I'm like, it's dead silent. I'm just going through my phone bed rotting, and then I just hear a loud bang. And then I call out, because I'm like, oh, well, you know, usually I can hear him rustling around in his cage when he's moving at night. Like, you know, if he goes from his box to somewhere else, I can hear him leaving his box and then going to eat or going to do something. I hear none of that. Loud bang. And then nothing else afterwards, too. So I'm like, you good? No response. Usually, you know, if I call out to him after he makes noises, he'll, like, make noises back. And then, that's what I was thinking! Loud as fuck bang, no response after I call out. I'm thinking this motherfucker died! I'm thinking he straight up, like, did he just fall off his branch and die? And then I walk over, he's at the top of his cage, and he's just sitting there. Like, nothing's wrong. And then he's just an NPC position. And then he acts all shitty that I, like, disturbed him by lifting up his cover. Like, he didn't just make the, like, fucking loudest bang. It must have been the biggest shit of all time. Like, it had to have been, like, a colossal, like, tungsten cube shit for it to be, like, that loud of a bang. Like, it jump scared me. And then no response. No, like, oh, you know, you good, Junior? Nothing. Nothing at all. Like, that's what it felt like. It's just a loud bang. Like, and then he's not even near the bottom. And then I didn't hear him moving. Because, like, if he had have fallen to the bottom, I would have expected, like, to be, like I said, you can hear him moving around in there. So I would have expected to hear him climbing. Nothing. No movement now, noises at all. But there he is at the top of his cage, just acting NPC. Like, what did you do? He seems fine. He was annoyed that I lifted his cover, but he was happy enough to talk, and, like, there's no, like, oh my god, like, I can see that he fell or did anything. Like, I don't know. My only thought is that he tried to carry something up there. He does that. The funniest time is when he, like, tries to, like, he's got, like, a box to sleep in. The funniest shit is when he tries to pull shit into the box, but then it gets stuck. So then he gets himself stuck in the box a couple of times, because he tries to pull his toys in there, but then they get stuck, and then he can't get out, because they're stuck. And it's just a case of birds stuck. That one's kind of funny. So the only thing I can think of is that he was like, I want to play with this, but at the top of my cage. So he tried to carry something up there, and then dropped it. And then tried to play it off like he didn't do that. Also, howdy, potato! Not my birthday! Oh, I'm dreading it. I feel old. I've had enough birthdays. I'm good, thanks. No more. Too many. Yeah! He's like... He's such a goober. He's such a gooby bird. Like, the other day, I was getting strawberries for myself, and it was, like, early morning, and I woke him up, and I could hear him grumbling because me in the kitchen had woken him up. And so I was like, you know what? And I dropped a strawberry on the floor, and I was like, you know what? Instead of throwing it away, I'll let him have some of it. So then I go to hold the strawberry out for him to, like, take a bite of it, and he starts attacking it. I can only assume that in his, like, he's still groggy from waking up. It must have been a deep sleep or something. but he starts like trying to like attack it, which is very funny because like he's not very intimidating. And then he gets enough of a bite in that he's like, oh my god, it's food. And then he sits there really fucking happily eating it. But until that moment, it was very funny watching him try and like flare up at a fucking strawberry. He likes strawberries. He knows what they are. This is not his first encounter with a strawberry. Like, he's seen these before. Child, Jurassic Era, Hunter, Pangean, Dweller, and Ice Age survivor. Exactly. I have survived the Ice Age. I was there. It was very cold. Yeah. I actually like I had a shark as a pet, and one of those times I rode on the like, you know, I was a my brain is there. Flintstones was actually a documentary. So you might have seen me in the background there on the documentary of Flintstones. Yeah, I definitely rode mammoths to school. Which is a very funny conversation considering that what I was saying the other stream was that I wouldn't have made it because I was like, of all the dumb shit that I did. All the dumb shit that I did as a small child, and it's like, you know, natural selection would have picked me off at any other time period. Like, I still feel like the good point was the poking the snake under the door. And it's like, yeah, I definitely have been, like, natural selection at no point has picked me. Have you ever been so last picked for the team so bad that even natural selection won't pick you? It's crazy, man. Always the last picked for the team. Always, always. Survive, you're Australian? Yeah, not that one. There are a lot of the ones that, like, you know, are survivable, but as a small child, I feel like a brown snake's a lot to fight. I feel like you'd need quite the immune system for that one. Look at land and creation and reveal 10 commandments. I was there. I gave the prompt that generated them. The commandments were actually written by the ancient ChatGPT. They don't teach you that. But I was the one who Newcastle big boys? No, I'm Queenslander. I just deal with depression. Oh my god. But I do have to head out though. Unfortunately. It is 11:15 now. It is time for me to head out. I'm glad I streamed today. Again, I almost didn't. Since I wasn't feeling very well, so I almost didn't stream today. But I'm glad that I did. She's trained to fight koalas and kangaroos, even dingoes. I wish that were true, but let's be honest. I like on an absolutely solid note, I feel like I just haven't had to fight anything too difficult like that. And I feel like the moment I'm actually faced with something like, you know, without assistance, like, you know, like, I'm gone. 100%. I'm getting an infection and dying. Like, I actually don't stand a chance. Like, I'm just lucky enough that I've never had to, like, fight off any of these things, you know? I almost said items. But no, these animals, like, I've never had to fight off any of them. Because if I actually had to 1v1 any of them, dead. Real fucking dead. Real fucking fast, real fucking dead. Alrighty. Let me find a channel to raid. Let's find someone to raid. Does anyone have any suggestions on where we can go? They can't approach you with the aura you generate? Yeah, I call that my musk. They can't get past my musky smell. My gamer aura. You know. They tried to catch me, they can't. I'm too greasy. being a gamer is actually just like saving me. Happy? Hell yeah. All right, Happy. Just join stream. What's the topic? I don't want to go with Emmy Muscora. That's not a good one. I feel like it's hard to narrow down. I feel like it was hard to narrow down what the topic of today was. We talked about, I guess, yeah, the last thing was that I couldn't be killed by anything because my musk would scare it off, and even if it caught me, the grease would, it couldn't grab on. Anyway, let's get this raid started. Sorry, that was a bit loud. Alright, there we go. They're playing some Elden Ring. I need to play Elden Ring again. But yes, but I do welcome in as well. Sorry we're ending so soon. Yeah. It's definitely a topic. Yeah, it gives an evasion bonus. It gives, extra iframes. But yes, thank you again, everybody, for joining and keeping me company while I ranted. Sorry again that there was no gameplay today. I will make no promises. I probably will say for the next bit, just don't expect a schedule, and I'll like just streams sporadically. Because I gotta stop being like, oh yeah, I'll be live on these days. It's like, that's the ideal, but I can't guarantee that at the very, very moment. So I will be live when I be live. But thank you for the follow as well. Thank you, and welcome in again, Terminator. But yes, until next time, everybody, make sure that you're all staying safe, happy, healthy, hydrated. Remember to take your meds. I will see you all when I see you all next. And until then, everybody, stay safe and bye-bye.